All right, everybody, welcome in. I'm Chief Meteorologist Kevin Liney. Meteorologist Jack Griffin's in the studio here with us here as well as we track a line of severe thunderstorms that is currently racing across parts of west central Illinois here on this Tuesday afternoon and evening. So we wanted to jump on here, give you guys a little bit of an update on what exactly to expect with the severe threat here tonight. So let's go ahead and we'll switch things over to the Storm Tracker Doppler radar. And you can see that we've got, here's our line of storms that is continuing to move in. You can see that essentially all the way up here from northern Illinois, all the way down to west of Peoria, which actually has a tornado warning associated with it west of Peoria. You can see near the Farmington area, that red box, Fulton Knox, Peoria County, that has that tornado threat associated with it. So we're monitoring that area there. And then for many locations that are even more to the south of that, as we stretch down to portions of Cass County there, and Beardstown got a nice little storm there, and it is to the west of Jacksonville right now. Currently, you guys don't have any kind of a warning or anything out for you at this time, but it is something that we are monitoring here with this entire line. So that's kind of the wide view of things. I'm going to put a loop on this for you, and you can see how these storms are moving off here to the east. Now, what's amazing is the temperature contrast that we've got. Boy, these temperatures, I mean, we're in the mid-70s here, Champaign, St. Louis, and we've got readings that are, easily into the mid and upper 70s. I mean, it's 77 in Paris right now, so very warm, and it is very windy out there. Look at these winds gusting right now near 40 miles an hour in both Springfield and in Champaign. Here's a look at the current watches that are in effect here. So you've got a severe thunderstorm watch for places like Bloomington, Lincoln, Springfield, down to Jacksonville, and then a tornado watch, which includes Livingston County. You've got just that Livingston County really in our area that's under the tornado watch that you see there. And all along that area, we could see storms forming and bring a severe weather threat with them. So let's get you a little bit better look at the timing of this, of when the storms are going to be in certain areas. And so I've kind of broken it down to places like Jacksonville to Peoria here between 2 and 4 o'clock, which is exactly what we've got going on. I think Springfield to Lincoln, that's going to be between 3 and 5 p.m. Places like Decatur to Clinton between 4 and 6 p.m. And then Champaign to Danville between 5 and 7 p.m. here tonight with this line as it moves to the east. So that is kind of a breakdown of when we think things will be arriving in more specific areas here tonight. So again, depending upon where you are, you may have that threat earlier than others. But all along that line, there is that severe potential, with the main threats being damaging straight line winds, but there is a little bit of an enhanced tornado threat for areas to the north and west there. So you're talking, pretty much exactly where that watch is in effect for Livingston County. You guys may have the best chance for that to be around. So if you are heading out about this evening, if you are, getting ready to drive home from work and whatnot, in Springfield, it's going to be around that, rush hour time for you here in the next, hour and a half or so, and then getting, like I said, to Champaign maybe, by 6 o'clock, between 5, 6 o'clock, somewhere in that time frame. So we'll be watching this a whole line as it moves off here to the east. So here's another closer view of the tornado warned cell that's located just west of Peoria. Let's see if we can see if there's any rotation. A lot of times these are what we call QLCS, little spin-up tornadoes that can occur. And those often occur when you get a little kink in the line there and you get just a little bit of enhanced rotation within the cell, and that will sometimes spin up a tornado. And so let's take a glance here and see what we've got. So, a little bit of rotation that's showing up here. This is our velocity scope that allows us to see kind of the winds within. So you see those reds and those greens kind of come together a little bit more. That's where you've got that potential for maybe a quick little spin up tornado to occur. So as we widen the view back out here for you, kind of show you, there's Champaign. We really do think that as the storms move off to the east, they will weaken. I want to show you what our future track is going to show for this. So there is the line coming in at 4 o'clock. Places like Jacksonville and coming into Lincoln there by 5 p.m. and Springfield there at 5 o'clock. And then that line moves off there to the east. There is some weakening. The northern edge of that line stays a little stronger. So places like Pontiac, maybe into Ford and Iroquois County, staying a little bit stronger. But notice how you'll lose some of those, deep dark reds and oranges as that moves off into places like Edgar County and Vermilion County and Cumberland and Coles County. You're getting less of that than what you were, say, back here, where you've got more of those oranges and reds there. So that's kind of the timing of how this is going to play out. So again, what we're going to be doing here is keeping you up to date on the latest as the storms get a little bit closer to the WCI viewing area. Of course, we cover, as far north of Pontiac, as far south to Effingham, as far west to Jacksonville, and then all the way over into even west central Indiana there, keeping an eye on those storms. So we're going to be here with you and let you know. We've got the newscast coming up here at 5 o'clock, but I think that we may get some warnings that come in even before 5 p.m. So we're still going to be with you and letting you know. And as I mentioned before, you look at this watch map and you see, okay, Champaign, is not in a watch. Neither is Monticello or Sullivan or Shelbyville or Tuscola or Decatur or Taylorville. But that doesn't mean that those storms may not still pose a severe threat. Oftentimes, what the writing is, or the criteria for a severe thunderstorm watch, means that conditions are favorable for the formation of severe storms in and around the watch area. So even, some of the surrounding counties that may not be in the watch, they're still kind of technically included in that potentially. And that's what I see with this. Even if they're not in the watch, you still could get a severe storm in, say, places like Clinton or Decatur. It's possible, or, Gibson City. It's not out of the realm of possibility here. And sometimes they add into counties and they add things in. So you can always, you always still need to stay weather aware with this. We are, of course, going to be here with you throughout tonight to keep you up to date on the latest of any of the severe potential. As I mentioned, some of this may be rolling through during the newscast, so we'll obviously be on air there. But if there are other warnings that come into effect beforehand, we'll be sure to jump on here. And the biggest threat with these are going to be damaging straight line winds more than anything, with a small tornado threat, especially for areas there kind of along northwest of I-55. You can see how these storms are moving off there to the north and to the east. And so it'll be a little bit before they make it in to locations like, Bloomington and Decatur. It'll be a few hours here, but it is getting pretty close to where the severe potential is going to ramp up a little bit more. We encourage you, if you ever have any kind of reports of anything, pictures or video of the storms as they come through, we always love to hear from you. And this is just kind of a good thing to, keep in mind, is if you've got anything, this is how you can reach us. Well, many of you are watching us on Facebook or on Twitter or on the WCA 3 Weather app. So these are different ways that you can get after us here with Twitter and Facebook and even the weather app, that you can actually get on there and send us pictures and videos via the app. So go on there and check that out and send us stuff whenever any severe weather may be rolling through your neck of the woods. We greatly appreciate that, because then that helps us kind of tell the story here. And who knows, you may see some of your pictures and videos on TV and definitely reports as well. So they have continued the tornado warning there for Knox and Peoria County. They're talking about a line capable of producing tornadoes with extensive straight line wind damage located near Trevoli, or 13 miles to the northeast of Canton. This is moving to the east at 50 miles per hour. So it is moving at a pretty good clip. And if we just put on here a little bit of a predictor for where it's going to be and when, and we bring this out to a 50 mile per hour range, and you can see you're talking about places like Peoria, 3:25 p.m., Lincoln by around 4 o'clock. So in the next hour or so as this moves off here to the east. And so you can just kind of extrapolate that out for some of the further cities and counties and whatnot as we go throughout the course of tonight. Yeah, weather radios are not working in many areas. So you do have to kind of take that into consideration, that your weather radio is not working, especially in the Champaign County area. So if you can download our WCA3 weather app, it's got alerts that can be sent to you if there is a warning that's issued. Stay with us here. We will be on Facebook, on Twitter, on our WCA3 weather and news app whenever there are any warnings. So that's one way to get us in. On TV, if it gets really bad, we cut in and we'll do that too. So there's a lot of different ways for you guys to catch our latest weather information. So we encourage you to join us for any and all of that. So again, another just quick view of the radar here before we sign off. And we're going to watch this line as it comes through. The next area that probably that could potentially grab a severe thunderstorm warning is going to be areas like, let's see, Woodford County there. You're looking towards places like Menard County. They've not issued anything for Cass and Morgan on this line that you see here. There's nothing. They've not deemed this to be severe enough. Down here was just some good news. So you can see it's kind of the northern part of this line they have all of the warnings that stretch all the way to the north there into northern Illinois, and you get down to the southern end of that and just not as intense. Still a pretty good storm and quite a bit of lightning with that as well, which let's switch the lightning on here. I'll show you what that looks like. And there should be quite a few lightning strikes there. Actually, wow, how about that? That's an interesting. You can tell where there's lightning and there's not, and that would be why there's maybe less intensity with our storms down here. There's no lightning with any of the storms coming into portions of Cass, Morgan County, but you get just to the north of that, look at all the lightning strikes there, and oftentimes, the number of lightning strikes can be indicative of how strong a storm is. With more of that energy and whatnot, you get more lightning, and so you definitely have that there. Definitely correlating there to where the tornado warning is in effect. Several more lightning strikes that are showing up there with the storm that is located just to the west of Peoria, north and west of Peoria. Looks like right there along I-74. If you were west of Peoria on I-74, near the Oak Hill or the Brimfield area, Jubilee, that's kind of where you've got the best chance for a little spin-up tornado to occur, is right about there. So if you know anybody in that general area, definitely have them. Make sure that they're taking shelter. They just had a 50-mile-an-hour wind gust reported in Elmwood, which is just south and west there of Oak Hill. But it is that area where you might have a spin-up tornado. It's going to come into kind of the northwestern suburbs of Peoria here over the next half an hour or so, and that has our biggest threat for anything at this moment. Okay, that's what we've got here for right now. Thanks for joining in here with us. We'll pop back on if any other severe storms warnings get issued. We'll let you know about that. Our newscasts are on here at 5 p.m. as well. Encourage you to share this Facebook Live with friends and family, and so they can kind of get a little bit heads up of what to expect with all of this as we go throughout tonight. All right, for now, we're going to jump off here, and we'll be back with you if any other warnings get issued, or if not, we'll see you on the newscasts.